tendonitis is really a condition that you want to avoid at all costs, because once you have it, it's really hard to get rid of. And the more you practice, the worse it gets. So how do you avoid it? Well, very simply by practicing without straining and stressing everything. And you can't avoid it completely, because tendonitis is kind of the upper limit to what your body can do. And if you go from not practicing at all to practicing 3 to 4 hours a day, then you're going to get tendonitis. It's just the way it is. Because it's going to be a shock to the body to suddenly practice that much. So you have to work up your capacity to move your fingers those repetitive patterns gradually. So what you do really, first of all, is that you practice at a tempo where you can get everything right. And that's important to so many things. You know, it's the fastest way of getting the result you're after, is to always stay at a tempo where you can get everything right. And it seems like a joke. So slow you have to play to not get, you know, to not have to have that feeling. Just do it at a tempo where it's easy. And if you stay there, it will gradually get easier and easier, and tempo will go up by itself. So that's really the key. That's how to practice and get the best results in all areas. And it's how to avoid tendonitis. But once you get it, if you practice, as I said, 3 to 4 hours from not having practiced at all, or you just, you increase the amount of practice you do, and you do a lot of technique, a lot of repetitive patterns, then eventually you'll get tendonitis. And that's just your body saying, hey, that's all I can do. This is all the mileage I can take in a day. And so you stop immediately. Once you have the first signs of tendonitis and you learn what those are from getting tendonitis a couple of times, then you stop and you rest as much as possible. Now the discipline is to have it disappear as fast as possible. And in order to make that happen, you use that hand as little as possible throughout the day. First of all, you buy one of these wristbands, or just these things that you can put on your wrist that impairs the movement and its movement, and you can get those in leather and all kinds of materials. But the more they impair the movement, the better, because this is all about not using that hand almost completely. If you could just not use it at all, that would be perfect. And if you go to work and you sit, by a computer all the day, and you move your right hand and you get tendonitis in your right hand, you want to shift and move the mouse with your other hand. Use your left hand instead. I can do almost everything with both hands because I developed that capacity, that ability, when I was practicing technique for 2 years. Because I realized that if I could just be completely passive with this hand, right, then it will heal at twice the tempo. So if I have a tendency, if I practice a lot and I have a tendency even to get tendonitis in this hand, what I want to do is I want to have that wrist thing, that wrist support on every day, 24/7, because I do not want to use this hand at all for anything else than practicing. So I might want to take it off when I'm practicing, put it on again. It also makes me remember not to use that hand very much when I do different stuff. So if I can use the other, I do it, right? So that's really the words on tendonitis. Use that hand as little as possible for anything during the day. Wear that. If you have a tendency to get that tendonitis feeling in your hand, then wear that all day, even if you don't have it, because it just it just gives you the opportunity to use the resources of that hand for practicing instead of moving the mouse or doing the dishes or whatever it is that you're using that hand for. So, and that's really important. Once you have tendonitis, you just have to wait it out. Simply, you have to use it as little as possible, and then you can't start playing and practicing and putting strain on that hand until it's almost gone or completely gone. So stay away from even getting it by pulling back as soon as you get it, and then just decreasing the amount of hours you practice, and putting that wrist support on right away, and then just have it be on there, even though you don't have tendonitis, just so you're sure that you're using it as little as possible and you can use it instead for practicing, right? So those are the words. That's how you stay out of it. So have fun with it.